Hi, I'm Shirley Jones, and this is Gemma Wenger's Hollywood.
Academy Award nominee for The Godfather, so that's probably what you're best known for.
Boy, I'm pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, and 4-time Golden Globe Award nominee.
Yeah, I never win anything. It's just like getting awards and no jobs. I'd rather get a job. They're going to give me a piece of glass.
I know.
can't eat
You eat
glass.
regular
Oh,
that way.
nice.
God bless. Thank you.
God bless you. You take care.
How about a kiss goodbye? Adios.
Hello, I'm Martin Landau.
Hi, I'm Florence Henderson, and you're watching Gemma Wenger's Hollywood.
I'm Gemma Wenger. This is Gemma Wenger's Hollywood. We're here at Night of 100 Stars, and you need to keep watching because you're going to be so excited at who we talk to tonight. We're having lots of fun. It's a gala event, and it only happens once a year, so don't miss it. Shelley Morrison is here from Will and Grace. She played the housekeeper, Rosario, and you're actually a legend.
I am? Oh, God. I have a few good years left.
Well, that was such a famous show. Everybody watched it. It was just it's like a classic.
Also a flying nun.
On the Flying Nun?
That was Sister Sisto, the one that talked funny and got everything mixed up. So I bookended it with Sister Sisto and Rosario.
Well, you're extremely talented. What was it like working on the Flying Nun?
Oh, those were good days. It was different then. The producers and the executive, my father was dying when I was doing the show, and it was before Medicare. And so one of the producers called me into the office and said, how's your father doing? And I said, not that good. And he wrote a check, a blank check, and he handed it to me. And he said, if you need it, use it. And I never used it, but that he did that. And then when my father passed, I had done several Dr. Kildare's, and the executive producer on that show, David Victor, sweet man, he came up to me and he said, when you get married, I'll walk you down the aisle. I mean, it was a whole different thing then.
She was also loved working with Sally Field. The two of them had great rapport. They used to do a lot of physical comedy together. Her timing is great, so obviously is Shelley's. So they had a very good time doing that show.
I could imagine. So that was actually one of the questions I was going to ask you about how Hollywood has changed in this day and in this age.
If you burp, they'll know it in New Jersey. Come on.
Also,
There's no
it's become way more corporate. So it used to be much more of a small town. People knew each other. It was more collegiate. You didn't always have to go in for interviews. They would just say, well, why don't you come over and do this episode on this show, that kind of a thing.
Say, is Shelley available?
Sure.
You know, they trusted.
So they knew you. They knew your work.
They took the time to watch and see. And when they saw that, my roots are theater. It's the craft that I love. If the writing is there, if the people are there, of course I'll be there in a nanosecond. But the material that is, it's pretty sad.
Well, you know, even with the Flying Nun and various shows, I Love Lucy, the Andy Griffith Show, there was a moral to the story. You actually learned something. Your life was made better.
And that's what we're missing now. There's some superb shows on. But all that I'm being offered at my age now are clones of Rosario, and been there, done that.
You know, the secret of good acting, according to some great stars, what Peter says, just show up on time, learn your lines, and don't bump into the furniture.
That's good.
Very simple. All you have to do is be of service. Try to help the process. It's not about you. It's about us, you know?
It's about me.
No, that's
Except
not
for
his
Stewie.
point.
It is about.
That wasn't his point. That's why he works for than you.
Family, and then making this family love each other, you know? And it's a beautiful trip.
What do you think about all this me stuff in Hollywood?
Oh, that's why I warm up every morning. Me, I, self.
I think that awards basically are kind of silly. You can't compare performances, can't compare movies. So the me, it's endemic to the business.
It's not for you.
Actors have to have a tremendous ego to get up in front of cameras and expose themselves, real or emotionally. You know, so the me is very much a part of it. As far as awards are concerned, how do you compare Leonardo DiCaprio with Bruce Dern?
Wow.
How do you do that?
You got a pencil? I'm going to write some of this stuff down.
After being on One Life to Live, I retired after that. I know everybody says actresses don't retire, but I actually did. However, I am so busy doing charity work and volunteer work that I don't have time to lollygag around. So I'm going to go back to being an actress when I could lollygag around.
So do you like being an actress or the charity events better?
I started.
I like them both.
I love them both because they're so rewarding. You know, I worked on Broadway as a child when I was 7 years old, and I grew up in the business, so it kind of had a life of its own. I never stopped working. If you go to barbaraluna.com, you will see that I never missed a year. So after One Life to Live, I called up my agent and I said, I want a life without you. I really do. I want to go to Europe and not be called back for an interview or have to go to work. Oh, and then, of course, you come to the Oscars and you start thinking, oh, gee, I feel kind of left out. Maybe and I start thinking about going back to work. And so you start feeling ambivalent, but I'm enjoying my life a lot. I am.
It's your birthday today.
And it's my birthday today, yes.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
You know, you are gorgeous. You are lovely. So you started when you were very young as a child actress?
Yes, I was on Broadway in South Pacific. Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh my gosh. Well, it was like playing. I mean, children were happy playing on stage is what I was basically doing. And
Were your parents actors and actresses? Is that how you got involved in it?
no, they were not. And I'm so thankful to my parents because my mother is Italian-Hungarian and my daddy's Spanish, Portuguese, Filipino. So when I came to Hollywood, couldn't really tell what I was. So as a result of that, I portrayed so many different types of characters: Japanese, Chinese, Hispanic, Hawaiian, Indian, Italian, Vietnamese, because it was hard to tell what my look was, particularly with black hair. Okay, I've talked about myself enough. Thank you.
What do you think makes Hollywood great?
You know what makes it great is that everybody wants to be in the movies.
Why is that?
It's just, it's an illusion. As a kid, you sit down and you watch TV and you look at the screen and you go, wow. I did it and said, well, you know what? I'm going to try that. So it's an illusion that everybody loves.
People just gravitate toward movie stars. They have so much power. How do you think they should use their influence?
I think they should use their influence to support great social issues.
And how have you been that light in this world? What have you done that you're really proud of?
Well, we're working on something to help with hunger called Change. It's like, when everybody says I'm going to nickel and dime you to death, I think if everyone took the decimal point, after the decimal point there, the change or credit cards put whatever the change it was, and they threw it into a big slush fund, you could feed a lot of kids. So you could nickel and dime a kid back to health or back to a full stomach because it's a huge problem, I think hunger or literacy are two things that I really support.
Just a little bit of money makes a huge difference in a third world country.
Anything after the decimal point should be thrown in a slush fund. So if you get a residual check for $48.28, throw the 28 cents in. If American Express, your bill is $931.62, throw the 62 cents in. And I think it would create a tremendous amount of revenue and could help with hunger.
Well, I think people wonder, how do I get that 62 cents? It's kind of like when you're little.
We're working on that.
You're working on that? You have a website or?
Not yet, but we're gonna. It'll be coming to effect pretty soon.
It's just making people aware of giving and helping and not being so self-centered.
The amount of children that are suffering and are hungry in the world today it's ridiculous, and it shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be. It's a crime. It's a sin, but it really is.
Gorgeous couple. I mean, what's going on with that?
around here.
What's up with that?
I don't know. There's some other gorgeous couples around. We get dressed up once a year. What the heck?
Yes.
Once a year, 3 times maybe.
So are you excited about tonight?
Huh?
Are you excited about tonight?
I'm just glad I'm not in that room down the street. That's too tension-filled, Oscars. This is a party where we can feel a part of it, but we don't have any of the pressure, you know?
You can just let loose.
Yeah, this is a let loose and see old friends. That's for me.
What have you been there and done that you like to tell people, hey, if you do this, you're going to avoid some problems, or this really worked for me?
Oh, really? Oh, my gosh. I don't know. Everyone's lives has some adversity in it. I think pretty much keeping a positive attitude and a sort of a cheerful attitude and trying not to sweat the small stuff. That's what's hard in our everyday lives. We're so stressed out with the little things that we're all bent out of shape by the time something major comes along. You got to try to find some philosophy of some sort or what have you. I'm pretty much just a good-natured person, but you know, I try to treat people one-on-one in a positive way, and I think that's about the only thing you can do.
Nick, and he is your proverbial newscaster. He plays a newscaster on television as well as a real-life meteorologist.
I wish that I had that meteorology degree. I'm just the guy who reads the news. It's the weathermen who have the meteorology degrees. They work 10 times as hard as I do. I've got a teleprompter.
But you have a nice smile, too. Look at that smile. Did you see that?
When I was born, I think the doctor looked and said, look at his hair, look at his teeth. He's going to be a local anchor.
You're adorable, just adorable. You have such a good spirit. You just seem to be up and excited about life. Is that true?
Yeah, you know what? Karen and I were talking about this just the other day. She's an LA native. I'm a California native. This is the world's greatest region, and it's easy to be up here. And it's just fun to be part of all of the excitement and electricity of this city, and especially on a night like tonight.
Well, you have such a great relationship. How does that work together? I mean, what are you doing to keep your love alive?
It's easy. I just wake up every day with him. It's easy. That's all it takes.
What can I say? I am at a loss for words. She makes it so. I mean, we have had more fun. We got married 22 years ago, and I swear to you, every day it feels like we got married 3 weeks ago.
It's still very fun.
So you're just as in love now as you were way back when?
A little more.
Maybe
yeah.
more.
So time has caused you to even love each other more?
Yeah, it's sickening, isn't it?
It's very nice. It's very sweet. I love it.
It's fun. It's fun. And every day, I love going to my job. I love my work. But even more, I love at the end of the day knowing that when I go home, Karen will be there.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And what do you do?
I wait for him to get home.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And now you love NCIS. I know that.
My favorite show in the world, and apparently I'm not alone. It's why it's the #1 scripted show in America. But what I love is the chemistry of the actors, but also I've had the opportunity over the years to meet with the producers behind the scenes. That show is the best run show in television, and I am so in admiration of everything they do from the artistic and the business standpoint, and that I get to go play with them every once in a while is just one of the highlights of my career.
So you love them and they love you?
Knock on wood, if they love me, sure. I'm available.
I love the comedy. I love the humor in that show.
Michael Weatherly does a great job, and they have a new actress, Emily Wickersham, who is now taking over for Cody DePablo. And the funniest guy in the whole troupe, though, is Mark Harmon, and he doesn't have to say a word. He just stares at you as Agent Gibbs, and you laugh. You know what's going through his mind.
That's really amazing that an actor can do that. He's not, indicating, he's not making any facial expressions, but you know exactly what he's thinking.
Mark Harmon, if not the most respected figure in Hollywood, is certainly one of the most, because he's also the executive producer or an executive producer of the show. And he's also the most down-to-earth guy you would ever want to meet in your life.
Do you have any other aspirations after being the anchor man? Anything you'd still like to do that you haven't done yet?
Yes, but I don't know what that is.
But you'll find it and you'll know it when you see it.
I think so. You're absolutely right.
Vincent Hughes from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And you know, my sister lives in Philly.
That's good. Where does she live in Philadelphia?
Manayunk.
I am her senator.
Oh, you are?
Here, I'm going to give you my card. You can give it to her. Make sure she knows, in case she needs any help, give me a call.
Well, thank you so much. Now, how did you rise to fame? You don't just become a senator overnight. I know people want to be politicians, go into politics. How do you start?
It's just, look, you work in the community that you care for. You work hard for the things that you're passionate for. People will then believe in you. When they believe in you, they'll say, look, that's who we want to represent us in either the city or the state or the federal government. That's what you do. But you got to believe and you got to work.
How did you first get started?
I worked behind the scenes in the campaigns. I worked hard in the community, trying to make a difference, trying to get health care for folks, trying to find people jobs, things of that nature. And next thing you know, they said, look, why don't you run for office? And there you have it. 27 years ago.
Did you know that you were going to run for office? I mean, as a little boy?
Well, there's two stories. The first story is really the funny one. I was elected president of my first grade class and re-elected second grade, third grade, and fourth grade. And then my girlfriend ran against me fifth grade. She won by 1 vote, and that ended the relationship.
Oh, really? It was a real downer,
Absolutely true story. Absolutely true story.
Don't run against your boyfriend, quote unquote. It'll wreck the relationship if...
Yeah, well, she won. It was terrible. I was heartbroken.
They just needed some fresh blood.
She left me for a sixth grader by the name of Omar. That was it. Yeah.
And life was over.
Life was over. Right.
So how do you get things done in Washington?
Well, you work hard. Our state, Pennsylvania, our capital is Harrisburg. So we work very hard, and you got to find compromise. You got to figure out there's no perfect solution that's going to solve everybody's problem. You got to figure out where you can bridge the gap, bring people together, and find some common ground. When you're able to do that, respect other people, but always passionately advocate for your issue, you can work things out. But you have to be willing to try to get something done. Too many people these days don't want to get anything done. They'd rather not do stuff as opposed to try to do things.
And what have you made happen?
We raised the minimum wage in Pennsylvania. We are providing health care for people in Pennsylvania. We're finding jobs, building huge projects in the community all across the city, all across the state, revitalizing neighborhoods that have been left out and forgotten for decades, bringing them back around. A lot of good work by a lot of people. It's always a team also. It's not just one person. It's a team of people working together.
And now you have a very lovely wife.
Yes.
And it looks like she is down there somewhere. You know, she is a powerhouse.
Yes, she is.
And her book, Redefining Diva, how's that going?
Doing extremely well. Shirley Ralph is what they say is a triple threat. She does everything. She sings, she dances, she acts, TV, movies, Broadway, the original Dream Girl. You know, she does everything.
I know that you have a strong faith in God.
Oh, absolutely. Can't do anything without that. That's a given. I'm going to look right in the camera. Was this the one right here?
Yes,
that's a given. That's a given. You can't do it without God. Can't do it.
Praise God. So don't even try, right?
You try if you want without it. Understand that everything works so much better with the Lord in your life. That's all. It's not complicated. It's very simple.
You got the peace that passes understanding.
There you go. There you go. You got it. You know. You've been to Sunday school.
Yes, I have. Nori here from Two Broke Girls on CBS. Now that's a fantastic show. It's so popular.
Yes, I had such a blast filming. Amazing cast, amazing crew. I got to work with Michael Patrick King, which was such a dream come true. And also the amazing writer, Liz Feldman. I'm just so grateful. My episode is called End the Big Butt, so check it out.
You really enjoyed doing it, huh?
Oh yeah, I played Judy with the booty, and it was a really good time.
Now you're doing a lot of things. It seems like your career has really blossomed.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm in an independent feature film called Damn Foreigners with director Saeed Cozy that's about to come out, and I am a lead in a Universal Pictures movie called Back Home.
And are you currently studying or just doing roles?
I do both. I study at Playhouse West with Bob Carnegie. He's absolutely the most amazing acting coach I've ever encountered.
What makes him amazing?
He's very tough and very honest, and that allows you to be honest with your character. So, yeah.
What have you learned from acting class?
To just be yourself and to be able to take parts of yourself and put it into a character, but still be able to create an entirely new individual. It's really cool.
You exude a lot of confidence. Where does that come from?
Thank you. My confidence comes from my mother. And I was kind of an ugly duckling growing up. So my mother taught me to love myself and to accept myself for who I am. And I learned to love myself, and as I blossomed into a woman, I continue to love myself.
You're very beautiful. It looks like that experience has really helped you become an even more beautiful woman.
Thank you. You're very beautiful as well, gorgeous. Yes, it's the truth, but thank you, yes. So my mother, she's been my rock.
Tell me about her.
Oh, my mother is amazing. She is this strong, independent woman. I was raised by a single mom, so she didn't have it easy, but she's truly amazing.
What did she put into you that you've truly taken with you in your entire life?
Morals and values. She has instilled strong morals and values and taught me to never give up and to pursue your dreams and to always love and appreciate others. So, yeah.
I can see how if you go on an interview, you really shine.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you.
You have such stunning skin.
Oh, thank you. A good makeup artist.
Anything else?
An amazing stylist, Luke Fonteccia. He styled me. An amazing dress, amazing designer, styled by Alice. I'm just very...
A beautiful shape.
Thank you so much. By my mother.
You got your mom's body?
Got my mom's body, yes.
Well, that's a blessing. Well, you just look lovely. Your makeup looks beautiful. So just everything is working together for you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Isaac Kennedy, and you've just finished a movie.
Well, no, we're just starting a major motion picture. It's entitled Heavenly Stars, and it's a very special film. It's really putting together what I call my spiritual walk with my creative DNA, and it's going to be a Christmas classic. It's coming out this Christmas. The backdrop, it takes place at Christmas time, but the spirits of Michael Jackson and John Lennon and Elvis come back to cut one last CD a la We Are the World. It's called We Care. And they say, imagine if all the people down here know that up there we care, maybe they'll start to care about others less fortunate than themselves. And all the proceeds are to go to feed and shelter and help the homeless. It's a comedy, but it's like Jimmy Stewart's It's a Wonderful Life. It'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry. It's a feel-good film, but it also is going to raise the social consciousness of what the homeless are going through. Because most people watching this interview, if you were out of work for 6 months, you might be homeless too. The homeless are not winos and drug-addicted people. The homeless are regular, everyday Americans that caught a bad break. Some of the bad breaks came from being outsourced and downsized because of corporate greed. And I believe in people power. I think that we have to start helping one another.
I ministered on Skid Row for 23 years. I started at Union Rescue Mission and Los Angeles Mission and ended up at Salvation Army. But I do see homelessness. I do see mental illness. I do see poverty. A lot of the guys have just gotten out of prison, or they've actually been in prison, and it's a big problem. It sounds like you might have the solution.
Well, you know, one person is never going to have the solution, but I believe in people power. If we all band together to help, we certainly can change it. And the average homeless family is not a drunk person. The average homeless family is one woman and 2 children. 1 out of every 4 homeless is a vet. 1 out of every 6 homeless is a female vet. And there are over 1 million homeless children in America right here, right now, the richest country in the world, and it's not right.
Talk about your faith in God.
Well, my faith in God makes everything happen. I'm a person that believes in having your personal relationship with your Heavenly Father. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe that if you really pray and what I call do the quiet work and the quiet time with Him, that He'll lead you and direct you. So I believe in prayer power.
That's excellent. I also work at near Nickerson Gardens and Jordan Downs, the projects, and I know that that's a great work that they're doing for people who are lower income as well.
Yes, I've been over there many times.
It's not easy because there is a lot of darkness as well with the poverty.
That's true, but you just mentioned God, and the light dispels darkness.
And that is so true. Well, you have a great company, you have a great name, and I'm really excited about your movie. Does it have a title or a working title?
It's called Heavenly Stars, and it'll be out this Christmas. And once again, you can go to heavenlystarsthemovie.com to see how you can get involved.
Are you going to be singing?
I'm not singing in it. I was one of the writers and I'm one of the producers, but we have a lot of people that are contributing to the music.
Are you going to invite me to the premiere?
You sure can come to the premiere.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to Gemma Wenger's Hollywood. We're going to say goodbye to the Beverly Hills Hotel, goodbye to Night of 100 Stars. But we talked to some very fun and interesting people, and I really hope that you enjoyed it and you learned something to help you in your own life as you go through each day. Words of encouragement, words of inspiration, words of hope. And though the vision tarry, wait for it is yet for an appointed time. That thing that you have in your heart will come to pass. Be patient. I'm Gemma Wenger, and this is Gemma Wenger's Hollywood.